It's been a while. It's been a long while. And it's time to catch up. And we're going to talk about this thing behind me. One of my biggest mistakes. Well, not biggest mistake. I've made some pretty big mistakes in my life, but one of my more recent ones. How about that? Well, let's talk about it. Let's go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
All right, so guys, like a lot of you, I'm probably a bigger fan of some moto vloggers than I am any type of moto vlogger or content creator or whatever. I follow, some of the big ones out there. Of course, Bikes and Beards is always a big one. Shadetree Surgeon, who you might notice his brand, Brapstar. And of course, Life of Birch. We've gotten together on that when he took out the ZX4RR. But that's kind of where this all started. Because I came up with a challenge, being a Shadetree fan. He's known to buy an old Goldwing and hop on that thing and ride across the country. I mean, he's done it more than a few times. Talks about how you can spend a couple $1,000s on a bike or for about 1 month's rent, get on something that will take you across the country on an adventure. And this was my adventure. This was the plan. So I came up with this whole challenge thing. Find a bike for $2,500 or less and ride that bike to the Forgotten Angels campout down in Tampa. And that was my goal with this. I bought this bike in October before the campout, actually less than a week before the campout. I found it from a guy locally up in Newark, Delaware, and I thought, hey, you know what? That thing fits the bill. It's got all the features. Let's look at it real quick. Of course, a quick shout out to Life of Birch. I got that sticker from one of his ride outs, and I thought it just went with the bike so well right there. So yeah, I figure I'll represent. Like I said, I'm a bigger fan than I am a content creator. But yeah, this is it. This is a 1997 Goldwing Special Edition. It's in really good shape. The guy that had this before me, or one of the previous owners, I should say, really did it up with all these Christmas tree lights. That's what I call them, because it lights up like a Christmas tree at night. All the extra lighting. It's got the hub lights up front. It's just, yeah, it glows. But yeah, it's got a lot of the extras on it. It does have it's missing the armrest back here, but it does have the backrest, which was nice. It's got the footrest aftermarket. I like the flip up ones on the back. It's got a lot of neat stuff. This bike was loved and absolutely ridden sometime before, because it does have 143,000 miles on it. And you guys that know Goldwings know they're good for well over that. But they just need to be properly maintained, and this one was very well maintained. However, that's where it kind of all ends. So my goal, $2,500 or less. I did get this thing for $2,400, so it got under the budget. It met all the criteria that I needed to ride something all the way down to Florida and be comfortable, and it didn't make it. The reason being that the back brake. I knew after the test ride that there was something wrong with this thing, because when I went to pull it into my trailer, it felt like I was on the brakes. I was pulling the brakes. I knew something was up, and I said something to the guy I was buying it off of, and he's like, I don't know, maybe you're hitting something in the trailer. And I was like, okay, it doesn't sound right, but you know what, I'll go ahead and take it. Got it home, took it for a spin, and sure enough, the rear brakes were dragging hard. Well, anything with this kind of mileage on it, you're bound to have something. But this is what it was doing after a short little ride. So as you see, the brakes were dragging, and it got worse. Like, it felt like I was towing a trailer. That's how bad it was. So I did have to have the rear master and rear caliper rebuilt. This thing, it cost me over $800. I just didn't have the time to deal with it. But it's done. but it wasn't in time. I did pack up my Grand Cherokee with my little Benelli 135, and we took off to Florida. I still went. I had already paid for hotel stays all the way down. And then tragedy struck again, because nothing wrong with the car, but I got a call from a family member that my mom had gone into the hospital. She was admitted, and I literally got about 2 hours in at the camp out, and I had to head out. So I did set foot on the ground. I did meet Shadetree. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see a picture I'd done with him. But it was short-lived. You know, I managed to, you know, buy a couple stickers, which I'm getting ready to mount one on here now. And, you know, it was a good time. But again, it was really short-lived. I had to skip my paid hotel on the way back, and I drove straight from Tampa all the way back home. Life definitely has been a little bit hectic. So, but I did want to catch you guys up on this bike. Tell me what you think. If you think you can do it, $2,500 or less, I am shooting for next spring. I want to do this all over again. I just can't decide if I'm going to go ahead and keep this bike and roll with it, or if I'm going to sell this, which I'm kind of the plan, and start all over. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is my challenge, $2,500 or less. Go to Florida and back. This thing never made it off the starting line, so I call that a fail. And plus having to put the money into the brakes. Definitely when you test ride something, if you have any issues with a bike, walk away. It's okay to walk away. Don't feel pressured because you have a week left to go to a camp out. I don't know, that's the story. So I'll throw some extra little video in of it, and well, and then we'll catch up again later. I do want to do another video. That's what winter's about, taking some of all your old videos, putting them back together, and making some new stuff. But I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Well, here we are. We have made it to the Forgotten Angels campout. And yeah, I figured let's just do a quick little ride through, and I'll tell you what's going on and why this is pretty much going to be it. Because I cannot stick around. My plan was maybe to camp out tonight, but I have a sort of a family emergency, maybe not as much of an emergency, but an emergency to my family anyway. So I'm not going to be able to stick around, and yeah, that means I came all the way here for this weekend, which has been years in the planning, and I've been wanting to do this for years. Everything kind of lined up where I could do it, and then have a family member that is not doing too well and is in the hospital. So my family wants help sitting in the hospital, so I get it. You know, it can be challenging, so you always want somebody there at all times, and you know, they've kind of been doing it on their own. But like I said, it's a shame because I enjoy doing this. I enjoy sharing with you guys some of these adventures and all that kind of stuff. But it's different because as much as I love doing this and planning for it and spending money on it, sometimes things happen, and you know, ultimately family's more important. So that's what's going to be. And you guys are kind of a family too, but you're not like family. So no, you're good. But yeah, so this is it. This is the Forgotten Angels campout, and all sponsored by Brapstar, which is the wizard, the swamp wizard over there, Shadetree Surgeon, and and he's got all his toys out today. You got the Dirtster over there. He's meandering. And like I said, everybody here seems to be having a great time. I mean, they're pouring beer over there for free. Now, I recommend a donation when you do that, because they always accept donations. But I will tell you, this is a blast. Good people out here. People come from all over. I've talked to people from Connecticut. A guy helped me unload this bike. That was awesome. And I appreciate you. And I mean, a lot of people right from here in Florida too. But I'll tell you what, this is, if you look around here, just look at some of the license plates. People will travel. You have a get together like this, people will travel. There's Georgia, and I'll tell you, I've had a blast getting here, and you guys know this because you've watched my previous video, which I'm guessing I'm going to do these in some kind of order. And look at that, California. What? I mean, yeah, all over the country. This is awesome. Great people, good cause, great cause actually, and a beautiful area. I mean, this is, I'll tell you what, if I were a kid that aged out of the foster care system and had somebody take me in and let me stay somewhere like this, I'd probably never want to leave. but they do, and that's the whole purpose of this event. So anyway, again, I've got to leave. I can't stick around. I wanted to be here for the weekend and just enjoy the party and partying with these people. I did camp out last night in Orlando at Disney. That was a blast. You guys see, like, you know, going through and looking at all the crazy Halloween stuff. Again, this is the stuff that, you know, I'll be able to have for the rest of my life. And it's just like, you know, and this is one of those moments that I've been wanting to do. It's a shame I got to cut it short and, you know, can't meet all these people. Met some people already. There's some gentleman over here and his wife are from Jacksonville. So not too bad. Not too far, but not too bad. Shadetree again. Yeah. It's a blast, I'll tell you. A lot of people recording. So you're going to find this camp out on multiple locations. All right, guys. Well, I wish I could sit here and get into more information about what's going on, but I figured I would come out, hang out, sit, put foot on the ground here, and fulfill at least my reaching this place. And maybe in the spring, I think we're going to stay for the duration. Get here a little earlier, pick our spot right here on the water like these folks did, and enjoy the whole weekend. And, you know, God willing, that will happen. Hopefully nobody else has an issue until the next one, which is hopefully real soon, because I'm not going to do any documenting getting home. I've really got to move it. So, but I've had a blast, and I hope you guys, even if it only lasted a few hours, I've had a blast, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Until the next one, as always, peace.